Hello everyone, this is the Visionary with Lara. How are you doing? How's your week going? Okay, so good to be back. Today I have a very interesting thing I'm talking about. First, let me tell you about what the video we're going to show you after this my talk is about. So this video is about Uche, okay? I did this video for kids. I think it was the second installment. And basically, we tried to teach the kids about failure, how to handle failure. It was so interesting. The feedback from this video was awesome when we showed it in school, in classes to some of our students. What we tried to teach them is that failure is not an end. Failure is not a death sentence. That was what we tried to teach them. So basically, what happened to Uche was, I'll try not to give away the whole story, but the basic thing that happened to Uche was that he failed maths. And mom was angry, obviously, and he was sad in his room for a bit. And then he remembered that, okay, you know what? When he learned how to ride bicycles, he fell a lot of times. He failed, but he kept getting up and doing it until he learned how to ride the bicycle. I think he remembered some other things and he was like, okay, I failed maths, but let me try it again and maybe I'll get it right. And he did get it right. And so that video was amazing for kids because a lot of them had never viewed failure from that point. Failure up until then for a lot of them was everybody's angry, scolding them, upset. They didn't see that part, you know. And that is the same for adults too. Failure is not an end. Failure is not, it's not even the worst thing that can happen to you. On the contrary, failure is amazing. And you know, I tell my students this all the time, that the only time failure is not good is in school. So we don't want you to fail in school. But in the real world, right, failure is actually good. Failure helps you. It helps you discover yourself. It helps you to know how to do something better the next time. It helps you to even know what not to do. So how can that be bad? It can't be bad. So failure is good, you know. So I personally I've had many failings in my life, and it wasn't a good place to be at the time. It wasn't pleasant, but I came out of it. I learned, you know, I learned. In fact, I need to give you this particular hot gist. Okay, so sometime last year, you know, I'd always I love the malls. I love the malls. I love the lights. I love the paparazzi. I love the crowd, you know. And as a business person, I like the crowd because where the crowd is, there's action there, or at least so we think. So, but I you know, the two times I've tried to do the mall, the first time it didn't work. Okay, spent so much money, it was annoying. I checked out, but you know, like that person looking for a relationship and it didn't work, you try again. That was how it was. So sometime last year, I'm like, I'd gotten over this one. I'm like, let me try this thing again now, because you know, and I went in. I've done my investigation. The footfall is amazing. 300,000. The lights, the people, they come, they buy, you know. What could be wrong? I had to enter, man. I did. You know, like how marriage can be. Before you enter, you see, right? But when you enter, you see better. That was how it was, because I remember days that we did investigation. We sat there with some of my staff, you know, we check if really the footfall was what they said it was, and you know, were they really buying? They were buying. They were going out with bags. But guess what? After we entered, and we now looked closely, the way you see when you marry, we saw that, wait, it's bread and water they are buying. Oh my gosh. And you know, this was in my head. This thing was like, it was like, maybe there was even a bit of pride, because I'm like, it had to be like that Titanic. It can't sink now. Why it sank, you know? And it just didn't work. For the rent was high. I'm like, what were you even thinking? 1M every month. What was your problem? You know, but the footfall was supposed to be 300,000 human beings every month coming into this place. And then I had clothes from 1K. So if you needed 1K, I had 2K, 3K. If you needed 10, I had 15, 20. You know, so I catered for everybody. The low, the medium, the high. If you care to get anything, seriously, you probably could get it. But it didn't translate. It didn't translate to what would keep me in business paying that kind of mad rent. So, but the good thing was this: I checked out quickly. Hey, for I think 4 5 months, I checked out, and I felt bad because a lot of money had gone down, and it didn't feel good. But I told myself, what did you learn? I learned a lot, and I told myself, I said, wait, what did these people even really do? They put amazing light in this place. The location itself is not even that fantastic like that, but light, beautiful. They did a lot of things to make Nigerian people come there. I'm like, do I need Oyibo to do this? Do I need Oyibo to fix this in my head? I can do this myself. So I said, okay, yeah, I failed to me in my mind and I lost money, but I learned. So tuition fee, expensive tuition fee to pay, but I learned. So what were the first things I did? I said, okay, where I am now, I can make it look a bit like this while I'm having this other bigger plan to do even better. So I did that. So I said all of that to say that failure is not an end. If you failed, good. Do it again. Do it again. Like that child that learned how to ride the bicycle, not because they got it perfectly the first time, but they kept trying. And a lot of us that learned how to ride bicycles or even to walk, this was how we learned. We fell, we got up. We fell, we got up. Don't be bothered about what people will say. Let the loudest voice be your own voice. You know why? Because human beings, we're kind to ourselves. Okay? So even though I've done this crazy thing and sometimes I was like, who even sent you message? But I'm kind to myself. Okay? So after a while, I said I had to learn to tell myself good things, which is what I've always done all my life. I feel I tell myself good things. Okay? Someone else's voice cannot be the voice I believe more. It has to be what I'm saying to myself, which is why for me, reading the Bible really helps me because I have a God telling me a lot of good things and I believe them. So I keep believing those things and then I keep repeating them to myself. This is what it should be for you. Okay? So I know a lot of people in business, they've tried and they're like, oh, it didn't work. No, but what did you learn? What did you learn? You have to have learned something. Go back and try it again another way. Go through another door. Okay? Use somebody else. But what you shouldn't do is to give up. First, change what you're saying to yourself. Let me tell you, even by virtue of living in Nigeria, okay, black people, see, we're not naturally kind to ourselves. People will not say nice things to you. People will not naturally believe in you, even when you are doing well. I don't know whether it's a black thing or a Nigerian thing or we're just kind of negative, okay? We have a lot of negativity going on. So that's not what you need, okay? So for yourself, you need to learn to say good things to yourself all the time. It's something you have to perfect. Your quiet time, your alone times, your thinking time, most of what you're saying to yourself has to be good. Otherwise, just look at social media. Someone says, give me advice. Oh my God, the comments are brutal, savage, crazy. That's not that, and this is how we are. Okay, so but like I said, human beings are kind to themselves. Okay, so be kind to yourself and say really good things to yourself over and over and over again. And I tell you from experience, those good things will happen one way or the other. It might take a long time, and there may be other things you have to perfect, other things you have to learn, but keep saying good things to yourself, keep trying, have a mantra that I would never give up. One of the mantras I love the most is I'll die trying. Keep trying. And I remember when I first started business, then the only go-to place for a lot of Nigerians was to London. We buy everything from London, and I was buying everything from there. And I remember people would come to the store and they'd be like, because my price was a lot cheaper than other people. When people were doing 10K, I was doing 5K. So that was like a crazy difference. But I had a game plan, okay, and my game plan worked, but before even me, I realized that the game plan worked. People said negative things. They're like, maybe they are fairly used things, or maybe, which I never known what those were in my life at the time, or maybe, yeah, the popular thing was that I dry cleaned the things, I bought things, used things, and I dry cleaned them in London. I was so hurt. I felt so brutalized. But This is welcome to Nigeria. Now I've grown thick skin. I had to learn it. I had to learn how to grow thick skin and not allow what people say to get to me. The most important voice is the voice in my head, is what I'm saying to myself. And that's what it should be to you. And you see, when you perfect it in your life, you will teach your kids. And that's why we took our time to come up with this video that I'm so excited about, so that from the get-go, we start teaching these kids what we didn't have an opportunity to learn, which is that failure is not the end of the world. Even when they fail in school, how about let's take it easy, you know? Failure in life is not the end. Learn, the mistakes, learn what you were meant to learn, but don't give up. Don't get depressed. Don't let people tell you are not good enough. It's not true. You are good enough. And the interesting thing was this. The people that would come to the store then that were well-to-do, they were kinder. They didn't say bad things compared to this other set of people. I don't want to annoy people, so let me not call their names. But I think that if we also learn to be kind as a people, it will help a great deal. It will help all of this mental health issues, depression. It has a lot to do with how we talk to each other. But like I said, most importantly, say positive things to yourself because they are true. If it's not true today, the more you say it, it will become true. So I want you to watch this video. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, and don't forget to like. And most importantly, show your kids these videos. They are lovely, animated, kid-friendly videos, teaching them, all about what to do if you fail. And they're also for adults. They are for moms, See, we moms, we have to be responsible. We learn, then we teach them, because you can't give what you don't have. So have fun and let me know what you think as usual. Take care. Bye.
What does it take to be an entrepreneur?
Good question. To be a good entrepreneur, you have to have a vision and be passionate about it.
But why do I need vision and passion?
Because you want to make life better for people or solve an existing problem. This is vision. Also, the amount of interest you have in your vision is your passion. The ability to take action, to be tenacious, that is, stay with a task for a long time, even when it's difficult, to never give up, to be a hard worker, to be a risk taker, a good communicator, and of course, financially literate.
Nalia, and I want to tell you about how I started my business. I was having a great time swinging in our backyard under the mango tree. The ripe mangoes were falling all around me, and I realized that there was more fruit than my family could eat. Just then, my mom came out with glasses of fresh mango juice, and I got the idea to use the mangoes to sell delicious juice from a stall in front of our home. During the week, I worked on my business plan. My dad helped me to calculate the price I would charge for each cup of juice. Working out that cost involved much more than just the value of the ingredients. I also had to include a fee for my time and of course a markup so that my business could make a profit. I gathered together everything I needed: jugs, cups, ingredients, and icebox, and I made a paper sign to stick on the table. On Saturday morning, very early, I set up my stall under the shade of a large tree. I waited for a couple of hours, but nobody wanted to buy my juice. I sat down and thought it through. It was early morning. Nobody was thirsty, and people were leaving their home in a hurry to get to market. What if I sold my juice later on when people were returning, all hot, thirsty, and tired? I packed up and went inside. In the afternoon, I made quite a lot of sales, but still had juice remaining and lots of mangoes falling from the tree in our backyard. During the week, I thought about how I could increase my sales, and it dawned on me that my aunt lived next to a cricket ground. Surely there would be lots of hot and thirsty people there. So, with the permission of my parents, I made arrangements with my aunt. At the start of the Saturday cricket match, I set up my stall in front of her house, and boy was I busy. I could hardly keep up and had to ask my aunt to get extra ice. Back at my aunt's home on the following Saturday, I noticed that someone was selling sweet drinks very near to the spectators and fewer people were coming over to my stall. I decided there and then that I would have to reinvest in my business and make changes for the following week. I would bottle my drinks, design a sign advertising the nutritional value of fresh mango juice, add a basket to my bicycle, and ask my cousin if he would help me distribute the juice. I knew that I would have to increase the price of the juice because of the bottles and the need to employ my cousin. When the following Saturday came, sales shot up. Advertising the nutritional benefits of fresh juice and distributing directly to the spectators showed me that my planning and reinvestment were a success. The real highlight was when the cricketers bought my juice at break time and congratulated me on making such a successful product. When I imagine my future, I can just picture myself having a large company manufacturing all types of tropical juice in branded cartons all over the world. I know I'll feel really proud because I feel very proud of myself already, and it's been loads of fun too.
You'll see that Nalia encounters many challenges, but by thinking it through, she finds clever ways to overcome all her hurdles.
But that is a whole lot for a kid.
Maybe it's a whole lot, but the earlier you learn, the easier it becomes.
Okay, but how do I know I can be an entrepreneur?
Okay, let's talk about a few common characteristics entrepreneurs have. First, confidence. They are self-motivated, tenacious, different, never afraid to try new things, adventurous.
But what if I fail?
Don't be afraid to try new things. That's what it means to dream. In any case, what if you succeed?
That would be nice, great, exciting, and cool. But would mom and dad approve?
Yes, of course, mom and dad will approve. Mom and dad always want you to be happy and successful. But the question is, are you responsible? Do you do your homework as at when due? Do you do your house chores? Are you well behaved? If the answer is no, you have to change. But if it's a yes, then I'll say keep it up and get better. Deal?
Deal.
Are you a responsible person? Can you be trusted to do things on your own? Do you clean your room? Pick up your toys? Or do you say that you will do these things, do them badly, or not do them at all? Learning to be responsible begins with being responsible for yourself, what you do and how well you do it. Do you have to be reminded to comb your hair and clean your teeth? Do you wait until your mom turns red in the face and shouts out loud? Or do you think about these things yourself and make sure they get done? If you take responsibility for a few small jobs around the house, this can be very helpful. From today onwards, you could make your bed, you could water the plants, and you could keep your room tidy. Sometimes you might be asked to be responsible for someone else. Quick, grab your brother and look after him while I talk on the phone, please. Help get your baby sister dressed, please, while I pop into the garage. You'll have to keep your baby sister out of the kitchen while I'm cooking. When someone isn't feeling very well or has had an accident, they'll be glad to know that you will help. The heat is too much. I've got an awful headache. You just sit down indoors and I'll bring you a cold drink. Stay there, don't move. I'll get a plaster. Taking responsibility for your pets is a sign that you are really becoming a responsible person. Make sure that you remember to feed them each day. Clean them out yourself, but make sure you don't lose them around the house. How well you take care of things is also a sign of how responsible you are. Anything left lying around can easily get damaged, so remember to put books back on the shelves. Put your cassette tapes away in their boxes. If you don't, they can easily be unwound. You also have a responsibility to treat expensive equipment with great care. Remember to wipe your hands clean before you start using the computer. Being sensible in shops or in the street is another sign that you are becoming a responsible person. Just listen to that little girl. Did I used to behave like that? You used to shout and yell and run away too. I don't do that now. I prefer to help out. I'm much more grown up. When they see that you are really behaving responsibly, your parents may ask you to run errands for them. I don't want to drag these heavy bags into that shop. Can you nip in and get a paper, please? I'll watch you from here. Now run inside and take the CD back to the music library, please, while I wait. You will also need to learn to take responsibility for your possessions. If you take your favorite toy with you to the cafe, then you must remember to bring it home again. Make sure you remember your ballet shoes or your football kit or your karate outfit after you've had a lesson. Don't leave them sitting around in the cloakroom. They can easily get lost. When you are at school, your teachers will notice if you can behave sensibly and they will give you important jobs to do. Taking the register to the school office, keeping the library books tidy, making sure the pencils are sharpened, taking care of the goldfish. Once you know that you can be responsible for yourself and your actions, then everyone will trust you with important jobs to do. They will see that you are growing up and becoming a responsible person. So, how are you doing so far? How high would you score on the responsibility-o-meter?
Now for the best part, PowerPoint. I've learned what it means to have a vision and be passionate about it. I've learned about the various traits entrepreneurs have. I've learned never to be afraid to try new things. And I've learned that the possibility of succeeding is high if I try. Action plan. What will you do next? Find ways to be a problem solver. Be creative. Try something new. Keep trying till I succeed at all. Questions. What does it take to be an entrepreneur? How do I know I can be one? What will I do if I fail? What will I do if I succeed?